Put down the controller. Good video game time is over. You're listening to Scope Creep Saloon.
I played Candy Crush today.
Did you?
I did for a second.
Nice.
I had the bathroom that I was utilizing had no service, so that's all I had.
Yeah.
It's a perfect bathroom game. Candy Crush on the toilet is really something special.
Actually, I got a couple other games on my phone that are pretty good. But
what else you got?
Yeah, I got that.
Frank's phone game corner. Let's see what you got here.
I got a chess game, the usual. Space Flight Simulator. It's pretty good. It's a 2D.
Oh, you've talked about that before.
Rocket game. That game's fucking sick, dude. And this game called the Builderment, where you
what does that mean?
It's like a resource game. Like you make conveyors to bring them to smelters to.
Yeah.
You make, I don't know. You organize conveyors, basically. It's pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Do you have one of those ones where it's like you're pulling pins and you're rediverting water away from like a woman in a bikini who's like at like a lower level in season 2?
These kids are sick.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scope Creep Saloon, the show where we take a random prompt and speedrun, turning it into a game pitch. I'm Eric.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Frunk.
And on today's episode, we pulled 3 words: Lifeguard, Bubby on the Loose, and golf. Let me tell you something. I always say that.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
I knew it.
Look.
Dude, that's your catchphrase.
I know.
Just like,
Let me tell you something. What the hell? Bubby's swinging for a hole in fun. If during the course of this episode our chat inspires any ideas, please share them with us at Scope Creep Pod on Twitter and at Scope Creep Saloon everywhere else. Enjoy the episode.
It's time to do that old dirty trick.
Let's do it. Here we go.
You got a hat or something?
Oh, I got a hat.
And could that hat possibly have a list of random words in it from which you're going to draw 3 and then make a video game? Is that a possibility?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow, interesting. Well, maybe you can do that.
ASMR.
What's in there?
It's pretty good.
Yeah. What?
All right.
Do you think he's going to do a clean trick to take it out? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh,
This trick's dirty.
Dirty trick.
All right. First word. Lifeguard.
Wow.
All right.
I think this is supposed to be Bubsy on the loose, but it's Bubby on the loose.
Okay.
Bubsy's a cartoon cat. He's from a video game.
Bubby on the loose is interesting because Bubby seems to like refer to maybe like your grandpa or something.
Right.
I was like a grandma on that one, but
or grandma, yeah. I'm down with running with that.
I think either's fun. Last one is it has to be one of the most powerful slips of paper in this hat.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
It's golf.
Oh. God damn it.
Why don't you think golf? Dude, golf has
Why did
so
you think
much
golf
potential.
was going to be good? Because there's so many Marios playing golf? Is that what you want to
No,
say?
dude, golf. Dude, you don't know. There's a golf renaissance happening in games right now. People are making insane golf games.
There's always been golf games. There's plenty of golf games.
Not like this.
Not like this. Not like this.
What do you
There's
mean?
a game.
Different.
There's a game dev I like was making called Blood Golf, and it's 1v1, and the whole idea is that you're trying to hit your ball into your opponent, and then they explode in a bunch of blood and guts. So yeah. Anyways,
Okay, back on track. Back on track. What kind of words you got there?
Lifeguard.
Yeah.
Bubby on the loose. Golf.
Well, yeah, I think the Bubby screams to me that like this is the like he's on the loose. This is the enemy. This is the nefarious person who's trying to ruin your golf game that you're trying to engage with. I do think that it should be some kind of aquatic golf. Like you could tee off from like the lifeguard chair, and like there's so many different types of pools, right? Like it's like an aquatic golf thing. Every pool is like a different golf course. Like pools from above kind of look like golf courses, anyways, if you think about it. Well, you can have all sorts of different obstacles in there. You know, maybe like, you know, swimmers chasing each other around, little kids. You could have like a volleyball net. You know, you could have one of those basketball hoops that floats. You could have all sorts of stuff. So yeah, teeing off from the lifeguard chair is a thing I thought of initially. How you get follow-up shots? Like maybe you just get one shot. I don't know. Like,
interesting.
I don't know how you tee off on the water.
Idea. I really like this. We're in a sort of a water world, but it's more pool based than ocean based, right? But you're the Bubby, and you've escaped, and you're playing golf on a non-sanctioned golf course. So you're doing trick shots off of people and stuff, and ricocheting off of the lifeguard who is the villain trying to stop you. Yeah, so you're just, I don't know, you are the hooligan as the little old person living on the water worlds. That's something. I don't know.
A world of pools is interesting to me.
A world pool.
The world pool.
The world pool.
I mean, I guess that's the final one.
There's also an interesting potential. Maybe you guys described opposites of who's the villain, who's the protagonist, but maybe it's a versus game. It's like spies versus mercenaries.
Oh, like yeah.
Some people are lifeguards. Some people are the bubbies, and they're on the loose.
Interesting.
I like this.
They're still playing golf.
Golf and counter golf.
What is counter golf? What does that mean?
Well, okay. What if it's a thing where like you have to like running with the Splinter Cell thing? You have to stealthily take your shots. Like golf is not allowed, and so you have to wait until you have to behave yourself until the moment is right, and then take the shot when the lifeguard isn't looking or like isn't aware that what you're doing, or set up some kind of situation where you block sightlines. Here's a hot idea. Amphibious golf cart.
All right. I mean, definitely that. That's sick.
Amphibious golf cart.
I mean, generally, I just think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why they're all not doing that. I mean, water golf does seem good as well. I mean, the problem is finding the ball might be a little tricky if you're out on the open waters.
Yeah, maybe the greens could be little floating platforms, maybe. Like you're hitting from the deck or something.
I think
like that.
the rough is just the rough water on the outside of the pool. Everyone knows about that. The rough outer perimeter of water. It's bad water there.
Whoa. You need to see a diagram of what we're describing.
Just like, it's the rough, right? The outside of the green.
Out in the chop.
So we're saying, but it's
out in the chop.
It's like pools out in the chop. It's pools out in the water.
No, this is all in one pool. The pool is the entire course, and just some of the water on the outside is a little choppier. Don't worry about it.
Whoa, you're blowing my mind.
Yeah, it's a pool world, so there's like a bit of an ecosystem going on in there.
Right.
Pool. You got pool boys. You got
imagine going
kids.
to school to public school inside of a pool.
Oh no!
Like you sidle on up to the pool and there's just like floating desks, and every day you're sitting in a pool going to class.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, it seems. You know what? It seems like we're getting a little silly.
But in a pool world,
sounds like
that's what you might have to do.
It sounds like you're describing scenes from the now lost Aquaman 2 movie.
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know what happened in Aquaman 2.
That's yeah. What do we got here?
Lifeguards have become stork-like land-based predators.
Yo, that rips.
Frank, what the hell?
I just want to read that again. Lifeguards have become stork-like land-based predators.
Yeah.
That's some shit right there.
Yeah, humans evolved into different sort of niches in the pool world. So we got dolphin people, bottom suckers, wet uncles, and then the lifeguards.
Wet uncles?
Absolute hunky pool boys.
All right,
they
Frank,
love Bubby.
Frank, I need you to go first. Frank, I need you to go first here, my guy.
Yeah, what do you going,
we've done it. We've basically done it.
What is a wet uncle? Define that.
That's just a kind of like, I guess he's sort of jellyfish-like, right? He just kind of is sort of, he looks like a deflated person, and he just kind of on the surface, you know?
Okay, what is
or like a blobfish that's a man?
Yeah. They're all men.
Is a dolphin person? Does it have a head of a dolphin and like the legs of a human, or does it?
No.
Is it like a mermaid that has a dolphin tail?
No, it's like convergent evolution. It's you take a person, you make a dolphin out of him.
You take
So he's got like flesh fins.
It has the shape of a dolphin,
but it's a man.
But it evolved from man.
That's so fucked up.
It'd be sick. I mean, it basically looks like a dolphin. At first, you wouldn't know, but then, like, maybe it's wearing jeans.
This is taking a David Cronenberg level of body horror turn that I was not prepared for, but I'm going to struggle with this.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's just a game where there's a pool environment, and it's all about, I don't know, maybe the grandma has somehow gone into the future. You know, she got iced up or something in the nursing home, and then she escapes, and then she's got to play golf in this world for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
The other one, I was like, all right, there's that idea. So I'm gonna have to think about what other kind of golf game we can actually make. And I like the idea of a Mario Kart like a pool jet ski game, but it's all old people and floaties.
Okay.
It's also like polo, not water polo, but land polo, where they have golf clubs
and they're hitting a golf ball. Yeah.
Yeah. In the pool.
That's also good. I really do like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jumps there, but it's like, it's not a racing game. It's a competitive, it's like a game.
Yeah.
2 teams, right? But there are also lifeguards who will just brutally smack the old people out of the water. And it looks like they hit them with they hit them with that big floaty red thing they have. But then the old people just smile as they fly off into the distance.
Interesting.
Drew, what do you got?
I like sort of fleshed out sort of the general idea we were talking about in our little just like chat earlier. So yeah, I was saying like, you play as like a former golfer who's escaped from a nursing home. You've longed to escape for years to gain the ability to play one final round of golf. So you have to like don like disguises and like use stealth tactics to make sure your identity is not discovered by lifeguards. And I was thinking about doing this in like almost like a Warzone or DMZ style, where it's like as soon as you do get the ball in the hole, all of the enemies are alerted to your presence, and it becomes a mad dash to like exfiltrate the pool. so you have to like get to an extraction point in this amphibious golf cart, and then that'll take you to the next hole. And then I was thinking about different, like, because I played a lot of like that sort of recent like Mario golf game on the Switch, and they have this cool system where you had like different kind of like power shots that you could use after you filled up like a meter. And so like some of them were like, oh, you can like hit the ball and then like it explodes when it lands and like will blast everyone else's ball away, things like that. So I was thinking like you can outfit your clubs with like something that like makes a big wave that like pushes your drive further, and it's maybe your build for your club becomes like part of the way that you solve like how you approach this, like these different courses.
Right.
So that's what I had.
Cool. Yeah, I think there's some good stuff in there. Here's what I got. Bubby snuck out to play stealth golf. Can't get caught by the staff of living facility. It's like pretty close to what we were talking about before.
Eric, can you define in your own words what pool punk is to you?
It's like cyberpunk, but with pools. It's like a pool, dystopian pool future. It's like Coruscant, but instead of being a planet that's all city, it's 100% covered in pools.
I've watched a bunch of backrooms videos that are just a series of like endless like weird pools.
Yeah, that's kind of.
So it makes me think of that.
Yeah. Some other things I included some sort of war between the pool havers and the golf players. Oh yeah, and then this last one is just Bubby is trying to get back at the lifeguards who said he's too old to swim, and so each hole of the course is actually just like a series of situations where Bubby he's trying to smack the lifeguard in the head with a golf ball with as few shots as possible. So your hole in this case is the lifeguard's head.
As a lifeguard. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. And maybe some Rube Goldberg stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That feels nice to me. That might be my favorite of all of the ideas.
You like that?
Whoa.
Yeah, I do really like that.
What are you thinking?
I don't know where I'm leaning. There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot of good stuff here.
I'm almost married to my own idea of the Rocket League-esque golf game.
That one's tight as hell.
One's very good.
I do think that the lifeguards should be stork-like land-based predators.
Interesting. It's hard to bring in unless the game is somehow about that. All right. Well, I think we gotta kind of commit to a core idea, and
totally.
I could feel the sort of cat and mouse nature of the trying to get back to the lifeguard, trying to snipe the lifeguard with a sick ass shot.
My vote would be between either that or I like the jet ski idea. I do really like the simplicity of just like, this is an old, like, it's like sort of grounded, like it's just an old man trying with what he has to just get back at this fucking guy that he hates, like, and not get caught. Just being like a sneaky little piece of shit. Like, I think that's very funny. Oh. Yeah, and I like the element of, like, again, sort of the Rube Goldberg machines and like trick shotting. Like that lends itself to like create a lot of like really fun course designs.
But what if it was just a game where a guy took a golf ball out of his pocket, put it on the ground, and tried to peg somebody 10 feet away from the golf ball?
Also pretty good.
Do we have to figure out sort of the core vibe before we move on, or we just?
I think we know enough of what that vibe is, which is you play old Bubby, you're on the loose, you're trying to get back to this lifeguard, and the best way you know how is trick shots to bonk this guy in the head.
Just like continue it, like just in different locations, the same guy?
Maybe. Yeah. Like you wait for him in the hotel lobby, like he's coming through on his break, and you like smack him. Like this, you know.
All right, cool. Yeah, we got it.
All right, cool. So
we're gonna ruin this guy's life.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's do it. Hey, don't delete my arrows. What are we doing here? Some sort of gameplay?
Wow, both of you guys referenced Hitman. That's very funny.
Oh, no way.
That's how you know it's coming together.
That's how you know it's all coming together.
Yeah.
Oh, the ranking of how well you do based on like the stealth is very fun. I think that's cool, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
I like that idea.
Talk about your great ideas, Eric. How about you talk about your ideas? Hey, how about you get on up here?
All right. So I'll try to blaze through mine. The game is ultimately about Bubby harassing this lifeguard any way he can with primarily two tools: his golf cart to get around and his clubs and ball. Each mission basically plays out like a Hitman style scenario where Bubby has a plan to get to the lifeguard, strike the lifeguard, and get out. Sometimes the lifeguard's on duty, sometimes the lifeguard's in the break room, sometimes the lifeguard's commuting. And how well you can do these things without getting caught impacts the notoriety rating, which changes the difficulty of striking the lifeguard. If the lifeguard gets wise that it's you every time, like you risk, I don't know, some sort of punishment, you risk getting kicked out of the facility, or things are just harder, or everyone thinks you're a sweet old man and your challenges are easier. And then you try to bother that single lifeguard as long as you can, including up until when they quit or you die of old age. And then different lifeguards get generated with different traits after the last one quits. So when lifeguard A quits, they got a thing, and lifeguard B joins, and they're like slightly different. Maybe they have different traits, and maybe they're nicer to you, or maybe they're more suspicious of you, or all these things. So
that angle absolutely rips. I love that.
Thank you.
It feels like a little bit like in like Darkest Dungeon, where like you're kind of upgrading your stock of like characters that you're able to sort of recruit from.
Yeah.
And it's like randomized, but in the opposite direction where it's like you're getting different enemies.
Yep. Yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. All right. I'm going to go next. I have only like one real thing that we could bolt onto this if we want to, where I was thinking of it as like a 2-phase thing. And so like the first phase is like you sneak out at night to the pool to sort of preset your shots. So like the Rube Goldberg machines and like your trick shots, you're kind of using like, it's almost like a Tony Hawk, like course editor type deal.
Nice.
Where you're going and you're designing a contraption to like do these fancy shots to like humiliate this lifeguard when you do hit him in the head with the ball. And then like the second phase is like the actual golf game, like where you're trying to like hit the guy in the head. Similar. I think maybe both of you brought this up. Oh no, maybe Eric just did. But like, in between rounds, you can explore like the nursing home. And what I was thinking was like, that'd be funny if like all of the old people there also hated the lifeguard and like that they would like commiserate with you about how awful this guy was and they love you. So they want to help you. And so maybe that's how you like upgrade your stuff is like you get help from like the other people. Maybe the funnier your contraption is and like the more humiliated the lifeguard becomes, the higher rank you get, which means they give you better stuff or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
and it could be the thing too.
How does the game judge that the funniness of the contraption?
I don't know.
Okay, very
complexity.
Could be complexity. Like basically, like if you have
amount of damage.
No, I like that though.
I thought I was gonna have the genius idea that blew you guys away. That was basically what we've been talking about this whole time. That you're gonna hit the ball and then you could be Hitman and you could walk around and do stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got on here if you read through these. I thought maybe there'd be like sick in-game clubs that you could find.
Oh, hidden clubs. That's cool.
I kind of thought it'd be more like, if you hit someone or you get caught or whatever, or like, hey, you can't go in this area, so you have to get a disguise. Like very Hitman. Basically just Hitman, but you're hitting a golf club for some reason. I really thought, I was like, oh, I got it, guys. And then you guys both elaborated on it way harder. Good. That means we're in the area.
We're driving, dude. That's great.
That feels like pretty well fleshed out to me. Like I'm like trying to like think of like other angles.
Yeah.
Like I almost like don't like this particular concept. I think it's like I almost like don't want to bolt more onto it. Like I think it's like it's a good level of complexity.
Yeah. I'm kind of seeing this as there's a campaign mode, which is more along the lines of what the general idea we've been talking about. And there might be like a stroke count, like you try to get high score on it or whatever, as well as like bonuses, whatever, right? Which unlocks new clubs and whatever. That's the main mode. Yep. Then there's like the ricochet mode I'm talking about, where it's like a weird bullet time situation. Yeah, and then there's frenzy mode.
Purely experimental, like trick shot mode.
Right. And then there's like frenzy mode where there's no, after you beat a level, you can go wild and you can like bring an exploding ball or something. Or
right.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. Like you can go absolutely hog wild. Free play.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
All right. Cool. Why does Bubby hate the lifeguard so much? We need a little backstory.
I think Bubby hates the lifeguard because he's like, yo, dog, you're too old to swim.
Oh, shit.
And Bubby's like, fuck you.
Bubby doesn't play by the rules either.
Yeah.
Bubby's a renegade. Okay. Easy.
I also noticed that Andrew said that the lifeguard gives preferential treatment to the children.
Yeah, this is this is an ageist lifeguard.
Oh, does this become old people versus children? Interesting.
Could be.
So in like gameplay, you get like extra points if you like knock an ice cream off the ice cream cone of some kid in one of your shots.
I mean, yeah, that does feel like 6 style points.
Yeah. So we hate kids. We hate the lifeguard. We're hanging out with like, I imagine the old people to be cool.
Oh yeah.
Like you go into someone's room and like this dude's into like the old rock music. Or this guy's I don't know, some guy and his I don't know, they're just rocking out in there, you know? They're cool. This guy's doing his own stick and poke tattoo underground thing in the old person's home.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think everyone in the home is cool as hell.
Yeah. And the lifeguard's a dick.
Yes.
All right, cool. I mean, it's a situation.
Did Bubby used to play golf? I like that as a backstory. Bubby used to play professional golf.
Yeah, I think Bubby was on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, why not? I'll show you. And he's like, guess what? What are you gonna do, old man? He's like, oh, I'll show you something.
Exactly.
You got kicked out for being too rowdy.
What are some of the customization options of your Bubby?
Sagginess.
Yep. Wrinkle count.
Wrinkle count.
You have a hair selector menu, like a hair color selector, but it's just all gradients of gray.
Nice. White to gray. Amount of liver spots, the usual.
There could be a thing where maybe too complicated, but Bubby's pretty old and you have to choose from a series of options what physical impairment they have.
Oh.
Interesting.
I can't see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
use echolocation to shoot these balls in the lifeguard.
Yeah, what do you like?
Frank, do you know Rogue Legacy?
No.
Andrew, do you know Rogue Legacy?
I've never played it. I've heard of it.
One of the fun things about Rogue Legacy, so the way Rogue Legacy works is every time your guy dies, you pick the next character is one of their offspring. And they have traits that they pass down. And sometimes those traits are things like they're deaf, they're colorblind, they are nearsighted or farsighted, and these all affect gameplay. So you could do a similar thing where if your Bubby is hard of hearing, everything in the game is kind of muted or lower volume or fuzzier. Same with vision.
Yeah, maybe if your Bubby, this old person is racist, they have to avoid getting canceled.
Oh, interesting.
This is a drawback that they have to battle against.
Your Bubby is racist, and every time they walk by someone they might say a bad thing about, you have to enter a QuickTime event to not blurt out the most racist thing imaginable.
The QuickTime event is the perfect part.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
Beautiful.
All right, I'm going to put down impairments in hard mode.
I also want there to be a medicine that somehow it slows you down or something, but then it staves off, it gives you more time. Somehow. There should be some medicines going on.
There should be some medicines, sure. Yeah.
Okay, and then if you don't take this if you don't get enough of this medicine, your vision's gonna blur. That's gonna be a fun game.
Right.
You eat a hot dog. There's no real need to eat a hot dog, but there's gonna be a hot dog somewhere. If you eat it, you go, I didn't take my medicine, and it's gonna be bad.
I didn't take my dog pills.
And then he goes back, and there's a picture of a dog on the bottle.
Yeah.
He's got actual dog's medicine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. Bubby's on the loose, man. He doesn't give a shit anymore.
And that's cool. Cool. I think we got a game.
Yeah.
If I had to say so.
Drew, you did Lifeguard Torture Simulator 2K3?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, classic. I seem to be a fan of Bubby's Last Drive.
Bubby's Last Drive is really good. Par for the Hearse. The Greatest Generation. Whoa, is such a funny name. Wow. My immediate thought is that it should either be Bubby's Last Drive, which is good, or The Greatest Generation, which is so funny. That's I wouldn't know what type of game that was based on the title The Greatest Generation, but oh wow, that's funny. I love that.
And that's funny, but we gotta go a little bit closer to Bubby's last drive.
That might have to be it.
Might have to be it.
I mean, like Drew said, I think if we don't use it as part of the name, I think the greatest generation should be somewhere in the slogan or the description or something.
Yeah. That should be part of it. I think that's a funny bit, but I don't think that's the name.
Yeah, it's quite good, though.
I had the intention of getting a laugh and then picking something else.
Right. It's really good.
That's how I do it.
Last drive or on the loose?
I think we're going Bubby's last drive.
Last drive. Gotta be last drive.
All right. Cool.
Bubby's last drive. I think that like the first scene of the game is Bubby just going off like, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna take them with me. I don't give a shit anymore.
Too old to swim my ass. I was swimming when you were in diapers. All right. After this exciting episode filled with all sorts of old people talk, that's just garbage.
keep saying it, Eric. Keep talking.
Okay, we're back. We've got a pitch written. We took everything we talked about today and we nicely formatted it into something that's ready to go, straight to publishers, straight to investors. The 3 words we had today were Lifeguard, Bubby, on the loose, and golf. Frank, take it away.
Buddy's last drive, the greatest generation. Buddy's swinging for a hole in
Hold on.
fun.
I gotta stop you there. Are you saying Buddy with a D? It's Bubby.
Yeah.
Are you saying it with a D? Am I mishearing you, or are you saying D?
Buddy. Nah, I think I was saying Buddy.
I think you're saying Buddy.
That's sick. Keep it in.
Keep it in.
Dude, yeah, sometimes I can't read. This is a thing. Okay. Damn it. Today's game is Bubby's Last Drive, the greatest generation. Bubby's swinging for a hole in one. Bubby is old. Bubby is tired. Bubby just wants to go for a swim. But when one uppity lifeguard tells him no, he has no idea the world of pain he's just entered. You play as Bubby, elderly citizen of Shady Strokes Living Facility, the crown jewel of Springfield, Florida. After a long life as a professional golfer, you just want to relax and swim a bit. But when the know-nothing lifeguard bans you, because of your age, you have no choice but to pick up your clubs and strike back. Your time is limited. Death is coming for you. Your choices will impact how your life meter changes. Risky moves might come with health consequences. But what is life without risk? And what is life without teaching that bastard lifeguard a lesson? Wage a campaign of vengeance as you find increasingly elaborate ways to strike the lifeguard with the full force of a golf shot. Before each mission, gain intel on the lifeguard's schedule and arrange your makeshift course to your liking. Set up traps. Create new pathways and Rube Goldberg-style contraptions to hit the lifeguard without getting caught. Don disguises and befriend the other residents to constantly gain the element of surprise and the upper hand. Easy work for the greatest generation. If you can do your job and keep a low profile, the lifeguard will have no choice but to quit. Grab your clubs and set up your tee. This is Bubby's Last Drive.
This is Bubby's Last Drive. That was our pitch, and this is the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Our first few episodes are out, and I didn't plan this part. All right. We'll see you next time.
Quick shout out to our sponsors at Blue Chew.
God damn it. For this first episode, I'd like to give a really special thanks to the many folks who helped us workshop this project with great feedback and support. A huge thank you to my wife, Justine Bowe, who listened to more of this show than almost anyone else, and for her excellent sound production help. You should absolutely listen to her music. Check out Photo Comfort and Hex GF wherever you'd like. Speaking of music, Sam Vanderhoopley not only did an original track for the show, but
He is the other half of Hex GF, so even more reason to check them out. Trust me, they kick ass. Another huge thanks to Guy DuPont, who listened to all of our test episodes and gave a ton of helpful feedback on each one. Thank you to Sean Fitzpatrick and Lydia Emanuelidou for lending their expertise and excellent feedback throughout. But that's not all. Adam Cardoza, Alexander Bowen, Alex Persian, Ben Wu and Meg Doyle Wu, Brian Weber, Cameron Neely, Chris Shea, Corey Beach, Dan Richards, Do-Young Lee, Ian Buchanan, Jim Beals, Joy Peterson, Carrie McElhaney, Max Rock, Sienna Conti, Sarah Pavlik, Trevor Narendorf, and more. All wonderful folks who listened in early on and helped us fine-tune the show, or maybe they were just really great sources of support throughout. It makes a difference. And finally, shout out to David Silva and William Jackson. They helped prototype a really early version of the show a long time ago and co-authored all the words in the hat with me. So, without them, we just quite literally would have a different show. Thanks, fellas. Scope Creep Saloon is lovingly brewed by Andrew Johnson, Frank Francis, and me, Eric Peterson. Voice intro by James Herron. As you heard, he does a dead-on Sam Elliott impression, and he was just really awesome to work with, so thank you again, James, and I recommend checking him out if you need voice work like that. Music from Steve Oxen, Roger Tees, Audio Mint, and Pantheon Music, with original music by Sam Vanderhoop Lee. Thanks so much for listening, and come back soon.